So I'm using my roll of tape because I want to get both of their heads perfectly circular for my character. So I'm gonna do one trace of my circle. Make sure if you are tracing, to hold it down perfectly, because I already kind of messed up a little bit. That's one of my heads. And if you don't have something to trace and you want to just free hand draw. So I got two giant circle heads ready to begin my character faces. And for this next part, after I got my head shape, I'm actually going to very lightly draw a guide that I'm just going to show you guys. Helps me as a drawer. If you're some of my younger kids, you don't have to do this, you can just watch me. But this helps me know and realize like where certain parts of the face are going to be. So this guide is just going to be erased later on. So if you are going to do this with me, do it lightly. I'm drawing a line down the middle, very, very lightly. Doesn't have to be perfect either. Now remember, I'm doing two. You don't have to do two. See, like this line is like a little sloppy, but it doesn't matter because it's getting erased anyways. And then I'm going to do a line going across. This is going to help me find and place the eyeballs so they're not all wobbly and slanted. So usually when we do a portrait like more realistic, the line would be a little higher up, but since we're doing it kawaii style, it's cuter, so we're gonna lower the eyes actually. So this imaginary line, we're gonna put it a little bit lower because our eyes are actually gonna be pretty low. And now I know the placement of my super cute beady little eyes. I'm gonna put one here, one here, and try your best to kind of place them on the same spot, so a little bit further away from the cheek area. So after we have our eyes on here, we're gonna move on to the next step, which is adding our cute little mouth, which is gonna be just a very simple little curve. And the light just turned off, so that's fine. And they look almost super identical right now. After we got our little beady eyes down and we've got our smile on, we're gonna go ahead and start adding our hat shape. I'm gonna do a very basic kind of circular ears too, so if it's like a bear or a panda, if you want to do it differently, you can too. But before we do the ears, we're going to first add the part of the hat that touches the actual head. So I'm gonna go from one side and I'm gonna do a curve. See, I'm going very slow. I'm doing a couple lines just so I can perfect it. And I'll do the same on the other side. And now I have the bottom part of my hat. And since my hat isn't completely flat on my head, it does kind of puff off of my head a little bit. I'm gonna very slightly have it go off my circle shape. Very, very slightly, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be too much. And then connect it to the top. I'm gonna find the middle part of this side. So this is one area. I'm gonna find the middle, which is kind of like right there, and I'm gonna do my circles. So I've got my ears done, my hats are ready to go. I'm doing both a boy and a girl character. So for this one, I was gonna do the bear too, just like I did on my other drawing. So I'm gonna start with my hat part, and this line is actually gonna help me find the part where I can put his little nose at. So I'm gonna put the triangle, the upside down triangle, right on the line like this. And then the line underneath his nose, I'm gonna make it a little darker because I'm keeping that. This is the detail for the ears that I'm gonna do on both. And I already said I was gonna do the panda on this one, so this one's gonna be different. But for this one, for the bear, I got his nose, his little ears. I'm gonna do his animated little kawaii eyes and do 2 ovals. So these are his eyes. And now I don't want to fill them in all the way black. I'm gonna add little highlights, but if it's easier for you just to color in his eyes black, you can. I'm gonna add a circle inside of my circle because that's what I'm gonna leave white. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just want to give him the little animated eyes. And then I'm going to color in around that white circle so it stays like that. So I've got my hats done, I got my bear, and I got my panda. So for this next part, we're gonna start to add the hair. And the hair for this, I'll probably do the same on both. I'm gonna make her have kind of like the side bangs that go from one corner all the way to the other. And we're almost done with these. We've got the hair on the girl. I'm gonna give her ponytail so she's not done. We're also missing the little ears. The ears are gonna be pretty itty bitty, and it's gonna be right on the edge of this imaginary line that I did. And they're just gonna be 2 little circles. And you can add designs to the shirt if you want. I always like to put my little heart on the girl. Boy, I'm probably just gonna keep nice and plain like that. And we are done with our characters. They look super cute. Now this next step is when you're gonna grab your Sharpies and we're gonna start tracing. And after you're done sharpening and erasing all of your pencil lines, definitely make sure you erase pencil lines so it doesn't show up when you start to color it.